Aloha, beloveds. I want to drop in here and speak with you about what I'm noticing in our world, in our energy. I'm going to start with this beautiful conversation I had on the inner with one of my guides. Some of you may be familiar with this particular master, Master Lanto. He's a tremendous light, healing light. And love, so much love. It's such a bright light. And I was speaking with him about what's going on in the world. Why would there be forces that wish to dampen the enlightenment, the awakening, the emancipation, the empowerment of humanity? Why? And we spoke about many things. One is that Earth is still primarily a dimension, we'll call it a virtual reality. We'll talk about that in a minute too. Where the learners go, the energy of source, of oneness that wants to learn, that wants to learn more. It goes there in order to learn, and the most effective, this is not a new idea, many of us know this one, but the most effective way to learn, the fastest, most potent, colorful way is through polarity and duality. And in order to learn in that field, we need to have opposites. And opposites need power to be opposite, like magnetic force. If there's no force, if there's no power there, there's no opposite. There's no positive and negative. So there's essentially an exploration of power through opposites. And the dark side of power, let's call it the negative, feels that it has more power through shadow, through covert, through being hidden. That's part of where its power, its sense of power lies. And so to keep humans from knowing things, whether that be disclosures about UFOs or programs around climate engineering or alternate agendas to medical policies, not knowing becomes a form of power for certain aspects in the polarity. So there's that, learning power through shadow. And so I went on, in my next question in this discourse was, well, but what about this being more like a virtual reality? What about it being more like a holographic projection? And the information that came forward in response to that is, well, all energy is real. So whether it constitutes itself as what you would call a physical reality, or if that physical reality is in truth a holographic projection, the energy within that, the polarities, the sense of power, the learning, all of that energy is real. And so what this awareness did for me was let me set down, is it an illusion or is it real? Any of the rest of you play with that question? And the other piece that came in so strongly, and this came through in the message from the field that I sent out earlier this week, is that everything really does work out. Now, within this larger game that we're playing, I have frequently seen that, yes, it all goes that way. When people would talk about New Earth or the ascension and, oh, it's imminent, and there's this collapse that then leads to the light, and that all feels true to me. The timeline that's always shown itself to me is another 200 to 400 years. So and maybe that's true and maybe not, just feel into that in your own knowing and see if that feels true to you. So within that context, if you are here as a light bearer, as a torch bearer and light bringer, way shower. If you are here on the learning side of the curve for love and for light, know that you are part of a much bigger picture, just like if you were a cathedral, like a stonemason building a cathedral that takes 700 years, and you spend your entire lifetime on your portion of that. Your portion is needed, and you may or may not see that completed in your lifetime, and that's okay, because the point isn't the finish line. The point is your part, that you're here playing and doing and being. And it's brilliant. And if you're listening to this, you're centered in your heart. You're interested in the greater realities. You're interested in the invisible behind the visible. And you're doing your part. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's tiring. Sometimes it feels like you're in a desert. But there's no way it doesn't work out. The cycle continues, and it gets very, very bright. Now, bringing it right back home to here and now, how is it for you now, right here? For me, I know why I'm here. I'm here as a guide. I'm in service to the light. This is my learning is to be in this role. This is what I'm here for. And so I stay devoted to that, even when my body is just wonky with all the energies, or even when days when I'm discouraged, or I have to think about marketing or messaging and I don't want to. Can't we just do what we do? Have that work out? Yes, it works out. So I'm here for my purpose and all the ways of actualizing that purpose. And I'm here to play. And I'm here to enjoy beauty and communion and connection and wonder and creation. I'm essentially an artist at heart. And I'm an artist who absolutely adores beauty and play. So for me, to keep all of this in balance, I stay the course. I do the parts of the work that I don't want to do, because whatever job you have, there always are those parts. I stay true to the course of the calling and what I have chosen to be here for. And I play. And I celebrate beauty, and I relax. And all of it stays in process and creation. Because the moment by moment reality is also important. I've done martyr enough lifetimes in the past. Yeah. And for me, staying with the radiance, the pure source radiance in the heart, listening deeply to the truth of that above all the other clamor. Staying true to what you are and what you actually know is true. Very important. Letting everything else in the game be what it is. Everything is playing its part. Feeling what we need to feel when we need to feel it. And really nourishing that. Really turning our attention to that which nourishes us. Connection with other people who get it, who are like you, who get what you are, who say, yeah, I get it. It's so important. Intentionally creating that which brings you joy. Turn your attention to it a lot, over and over and over. Turn your attention to it with the same devotion that you turn your attention to your loving service. Sending you so much love and aloha, my friends. Thanks for listening in. That's what I'm here for. You know where to find me. Until the next time. Aloha.